Hi.
Hello, sir.
So we've just been asked that Kuan Yin would like to come through and have some little Q&A with Anthony. So Anthony's just going to give you an overview of Kuan Yin while I just tune in.
Yes, Kuan Yin is a Buddhist goddess of compassion and mercy. The embodiment of compassion, Kuan Yin is known as she who hears the cries of the world. One of Buddhists' most beloved, she holds a special place in the hearts of people of other faiths, including deities and Kuan Yin is the protector of women, children, sailors, fishermen, anyone in trouble, and the sick, disabled, and poor. Some Buddhist schools present her as male and female interchangeably. The idea is that a being of great realization who vows to forgo enlightenment until all sentient beings are liberated, can manifest in whatever form will most effectively free beings from suffering. That's a brief introduction.
It is I, dear soul, Kuan Yin. It is beautiful to meet with you here today. Greetings.
Greetings and welcome. I wonder if you can explain your role in humanity presently.
I am everywhere. I have 1,000 arms with which to bring compassion to the human and to humanity at this time of the great shift on planet Earth. I and all souls aligned to my frequency, working the healing ray, the healing fifth ray of the green healing ray, which I am aligned to. I bring this energy throughout planet Earth. I hold those in their suffering. I am constantly with those who are in acute times of pain or transition, women in particular who are suffering within relationships, within marriage, through abuse, through disharmony in their lives. I am a guardian and holder of this divine feminine essence. I am everywhere indeed. I am in the prayer. I am available to people in meditation, in prayer, and I am always available. I bring love to anybody in need, and I offer this now to all those listening to these words.
Very nice. Can you explain the significance of appearing female and sometimes appearing as a male?
I must go in whichever form spirit needs me to. Sometimes there are beings who will only hear a message of compassion if it is through, it feels to them as if it is coming through another male energy. A lot of the male energy on planet Earth is very entrenched and linked to very, shall we say, controlling and tight forms of governance. And yet these people still need to receive compassion and healing. But perhaps because of their thought forms, they are unable to fully energetically receive it from the feminine. So there are times where it is very appropriate for it to be seen, for me to appear to them in a masculine form. The masculine form also, of course, carries the frequency of, shall we say, a warriorship where needed, or a more worldly presence at times. And for some, this is the energetic, the frequency through which I align with them in order to bring healing to them. The feminine is expansive and all-embracing. The feminine is, in a way, you could say, the widest field of my healing scope, my healing ray, because I am magnetic within the feminine. And the magnetic power of the divine feminine means that people can feel innately drawn and also innately welcomed into the healing field. It is an important quality of compassion is self-compassion and the ability for people to truly forgive themselves. And this is going to be a large part of how I will be assisting humanity in this year 2025. To expand on this for you, what I mean by this is to say that as truth is emerging in its many layers, the truth about human history and the lies that the people of planet Earth have been fed on and fed with, for some people, they may feel very, as it were, down on themselves. They may feel, who was I not to see this? Was I stupid not to see what was right in front of me? There can be a lot of self-recrimination and beating up on self and others as these insights and truths come into general consciousness. I urge all to stay connected to self-love and self-compassion, to call on me for assistance at this time. It is not your fault. There are layers of reasons why humanity has not been able to know the truth. One of the most dominant forms is indeed the mind control that has been exerted for many hundreds of years upon humanity by the dark forces who have had access to off-world powers that are completely unknown by the general man living in the street over these centuries. You could not have known, dear souls. It is true that many have awakened to the truth for some time now, but these are more advanced souls or souls who, through their own trauma, have been, as it were, opened, not always with ease or pleasant, to this truth. But now it is a time where the truth will come to all, and I hope to be, I intend to be, I offer great healing through these months and years of the future to those who may indeed feel overwhelmed. And as I am urging, will benefit from surrounding themselves in self-compassion at this time, in self-forgiveness, in understanding that they have all been doing the best they could. Every human has been doing the best they could at this time. Is this clear to you?
Yes, very, very clear.
Thank you.
Just that we've gone through quite a period where, especially in our schooling situation, where the education system have been trying to embrace young children to sort of feel more about their sexual preferences. And some parents don't necessarily agree with this, some of this philosophy that's been foisted onto some of the younger children who haven't yet developed fully, and can be coerced into sort of thinking they're either the wrong gender or the wrong sex or some type. Because you've been in both bodies, can you comment on this a bit?
Yes. Sexuality is an act of the physical, of the material human expression. It is not always linked to the soul. The soul can be male or female. The soul is male or female. The soul is the primary aspect of the being that has not been split into duality. A lot of this drama and misuse of these terms currently on planet Earth is because it is suggested that for one to feel more at ease in their human body and more aligned to their true self, they must make these physical changes to their body. We understand there is a place for this. And indeed, if a aware, fully developed adult chooses to make these shifts and changes to find greater ease in their life on planet Earth, this is one of the free will aspects of planet Earth, that this can and should be available to those beings making this choice. But sexuality throughout the formative years is an energetic. It is constantly shifting within the young male and the young female, because the aspects of the inner feminine and the inner masculine are constantly playing out within the being. There are those still, women in female bodies and men in male bodies, who are still experiencing in their daily lives the dance of female and male within their beings. Again, in this world, partly through political means, it has become modern or groovy, as it were, that you get to act out these realities, that yes, I can be a man who basically desires a woman counterpart, but I may also have the sexual act with men. Likewise, I can have the threesome. I can have the two women and the man, or the two men and the woman, or as many as I like. I can be a woman who loves women one day, and I can be a woman who loves men the next. All of these things are possible. Of course they are, within the physical body. The point I would like to share is that these things are always realities in the energetic body, that this dance of the feminine within and the masculine within, this is a reminder of the wholeness of your soul. The soul contains all of these frequencies all at once. And certainly as we move to the higher dimensions, sometimes there is a lot of what would be called in this world asexuality, or moving beyond sexuality into an energetic wholeness. So it is part of the materiality of the third dimension, and that this construct about you can cut and chop and change the physical body, and this will make the person more whole, this is bound to disappoint, because the soul within the human being as it grows, if it indeed it is allowed to grow, will understand it was already all of these qualities anyway. In terms of a young child knowing what it wishes to be and what it is, this is very unlikely. Even in the same way, in the simple way, before every gender became a go-to place for earth beings, we were just dealing with the homosexuality and the journey of men growing, and often it was through their teenage years that they would discover that their primary sexual attraction was for another male, and likewise for the women. This is a very valid part of human experience. It has been described on the energetic level that often this homosexuality will appear in the life of somebody who has, for example, a male coming into this life in a male body, but still desiring men. I would suggest that that male has just come out of a series of past lives in which that soul embodied as female. Mm. And the soul has not fully had time yet to fully embody into the masculine and the ultimate expression of that masculine, which will be that it desires the feminine as its divine balance. Likewise, for women desiring women, they may very well have journeyed out of many lives in a male form. So you see, in the energetic world, there are many reasons why these gender fluidity aspects are deeply part of the soul. There is the divine hermaphroditic form, the hermaphrodite, is known to be, it is a great spiritual symbol of a human form which embodies all genders within it, the breasts and the genitals, the male genitals. So this idea of gender fluidity is indeed ancient. It, unfortunately, we would suggest, is part of the darkness and the corruption currently on planet Earth, that we must suggest that this need to allow young ones to damage their bodies in this way, that this is not of the light. And indeed, part of the agenda of the dark, which must be taken into account here, is the pronounced, if you find the political occasions where speeches have been made on this subject, they do exist, pronounced desire to depopulate the planet and to reduce the numbers of people. And one way they have been doing this lately is to make men and women infertile through various means. And unfortunately, gender tampering at a young age will have this end outcome of that individual, in more cases than not, being infertile. So there are darknesses at work that we would urge you to do full research and full, wide, broad spiritual understanding of these areas before you embark on physical alteration. The masculine, feminine always exists in the divine. The dance is always within us, and it may not stop for, as I have said before, to the women who are basically desiring of the men. Still, they may get the fantasies on other women as they grow into their later years. Likewise for the men. This dance is part of being human, and we have all human souls. You have all been men and women many times in your past lives. You have energetic cellular memories of what it was to be in both a male body and a female body. And so as your multidimensionality opens and becomes more available to you, yes, you will have many understandings of these energies at play within you. And this is a natural way to embrace this duality of gender, or this fluidity of gender that is indeed part of the human experience. Is this clear to you?
Yes, that was an exceptionally good response to that question. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Is there, I feel that we can be completing shortly soon.
Yes.
Is there another question that
No, I think you've covered them all off very well.
So I will send a message now to the beloved beings of planet Earth. I am one of a family of what is called ascended masters. This refers to beings of light, those who have taken human form at some point in their evolution. So in a way, this means that we contain within us a knowing of what, a memory of what it means to be a human soul. And this is a point where our healing is greatly strengthened, that we have had the experience one or many times on the earth plane ourselves, and we have traversed this path of enlightenment that is now on offer to beings on planet Earth. So we and my dear family here of Ascended Masters do seek to be of great assistance to each and every one of you at this time. So please, as I have said, do not hesitate to call on us, and understand that you are firmly in our embrace during this time of great transition on planet Earth. The story of my life is that, which contains a lesson, which is why I will share it with you now, because I know the channel here, Sylvia, in her work as a healer, and her community of healers often talk about this sense of, there is a phrase, anyway, it is an overworking of the compassion. It is actually where the compassion is so overused that it can run dry and even affect the health of the physical body. This is something that healers on your earth currently must be wary of. You must contain always the kernel of self-compassion and self-love before you offer your services to those requesting them, because the body and spirit must be kept whole and grounded in the healing work. In my case, in the myth of the story of the Kuan Yin energy is that I sought to give so much healing that my being split into 11 heads, and dear Buddha granted me 11 arms to go with the 11 heads to offer more and increasingly more compassion. But then my arms split, they broke off, which is why often in the statues of Kuan Yin you see that I do not have the arms, the hands, because it was too much for the 11. So then the final gift that the great Buddha gifted was 1,000 arms, 1,000 arms of compassion. And this is the form. And we are saying that this is also bears a relationship to the group which we channel through here, the group of 100, because 100 is indeed an aspect of the 1,000. And we are saying there are many ways that we are wishing to reach you to bring our compassion to humanity at this time. So blessed be, dear souls, and I hope to see you again. Blessed be.
Thank you.